Welcome to Trading Lounge and the European indices, and I'll start with the AEX and then I'll go to the UK market because they've got the kind of internal wave counts the same. In the bigger picture here, we've got wave 3 here, primary degree, and wave 4 here, and we're looking for 5 waves moving up here, and in those 5 waves we're looking for wave 1 and wave 2. And from wave 2 we're looking up for wave 3, and we're looking for 5 waves in that wave 3 there, and I can only see 4 so far in terms of 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 here, and 5, and this 4th wave here should pull back to the 38.2% retracement level here, with that 38.2% retracement level here coming in close to 500 here. You can see these spikes here, so yeah, I don't know if we should use the spikes, which brings it just below the 500, which is probably correct, but it may just bounce directly off it or may move into it, so it's a little bit tricky to really nail down that particular price. And also too, the psychology of large numbers tends to skew wave counts somewhat as well. The other point here too is that a bit like the French market, this particular correction that we've got here is not very clear as such. I mean, wave B could even be up here on this as well, and wave A could also be in here as well. It's yeah, it's a little bit tricky it's messy, and that's why I can't really nail it down. I can see some things here towards the end here, and one of the things that we were sort of looking at with the trading levels is with group 1 here. You know, if group 1 here, which the top level in here would have been 530, then 520 and 510, if we'd found support on 530, well, naturally I would have just gone long. And I also know too, when working with group 1, that if the pivot here, I call it the number 2, always the number 2 here, if that becomes the retested resistance, then it will be pulled down to the closest largest number, and that's always a really good guide stick to understand. So on the 4-hour chart here, if I can just open this up a little bit here, is that we can really see that the first move down at the pivot here, the number 2 here, the market recovered and moved back up, and then it sort of moved down, and then it just sort of failed to sort of maintain support, didn't it? And it really ended up spending more time and more weight over here. So we were pretty sort of keen on like shorting it, well, under this low here, then these lows here. We probably talked about it in terms of looking for that breakthrough here. There would have been another little retest in here to go short on here. So there's a variety of ways to enter in here that we probably discussed. I can't really recall, but Your Honour. But certainly the bearish has taken over. So I think that this particular count here is about right here, in that having wave 1 here, wave 2 here, and then having wave 1 into here, wave 2 back to here, wave 3 coming back here. So we're looking at wave 4 here now that can be a 38.2% retracement level of that wave 3 here. So that can come just back up above the 510 and then move down from that into this 500 here, where it will get a bounce, which we're going to call this wave 4 as well. And it may not come all the way back to 10, it may go above it, it may go to 5.8 or something like that. We'll work that out, and then another leg down. So I can see that we need to go through this process here somewhat. We've been working on the hourly chart here, and I had it like this here, but after this sharp move here, I can see that I need to make adjustments here. So let's make those now. So I mean, it's possible to have wave 2 here and wave 3 here, by the way, because it's a little bit messy in here. I could actually, and I might have to do this as well, is actually label this 1 and 2 in here, and 3 here, and 4 here, and 5 here. So just remember that for a point here. But at this stage here, what we'll do is we will just put it to the obvious here, because the count that I just mentioned then is possible. Wave 2, wave 3 here, then wave 4 here, and then wave 5 coming here, so that would move that out. That needs to move there, that needs to go under here. And so what we're looking for here is basically a move back into this space here, and then down into here, and then some sort of ABC pattern here, probably hitting that trend line there, if that's still valid, that line, probably. And then 5 waves down here, which would be 1 and 2 and 3 here, 4 here, and 5 coming in down here, and then trying to find its way back up from that point there. So, yeah, I think that's a valid case, and I can see that the UK market, the FTSE here, has really got the same count here as well. So from the top here, we could also have a more serious top in here too for the FTSE, but it counts like it's 5 waves here, but, you know, I think, you know, we'd have to line it up with the rest of the global community, well, certainly, you know, from the European side and the American side. But still, it's still possible to have that wave 5 there, but I'm not going to go there just yet, and I'll count this down as an A wave, an A and a B and a C wave here for the B wave, and then looking for 5 waves down. So we're looking to hold short here till 7,272 number here. So yeah, still the same sort of count here in a way. So wave 1 to here, wave 2 to here, and then 1 A, B, C for wave 2 here, and 5 waves down for wave 3. You can calculate the 38.2% retracement level here, and then down again from this point here, and wave 4 and wave 5. So that wave 4 makes it on this trend line 2 here, so we might we'll work with this when we get there, and we'll have a closer look at how that's going to pan out. But yeah, you want that 38.2% retracement level at that stage there, and down to there at that. Yeah, so that's good. Now, I want to bring across this market here, the mid cap here. So the thing here is that this is a different count than we've been looking at with the AEX, for example. With the AEX, we're looking at wave 3 here and wave 4 coming into play, but with the DAX and this market here, it's like we're looking at this as a intermediate wave 3 here, and this is the same for the S&P as well. I don't know with the S&P as such as well. We're looking at 2 counts with the S&P. With the S&P, we could have a very small wave count here and then move up. If the 2,400 on the S&P 500, let's just get that up here for a second, because they're going to be doing the same thing, but which one is it is the question, you know. So let me just move this off to the side here so I can get back to that one. There we go, the S&P. So I'm just going to go to the daily chart here. So basically with the S&P 500 here, just quickly, is that I don't know if this is wave 4 or this is wave 4. So if it's this wave 4, then we have a top in play. If this is the wave 4 low here, then we still have one more move up from the 2400 here, right? Just to go up here first. It's only if the 2400 here becomes the retested resistance, then I know that we'll be looking at this wave 4 much further down at the 2300 here. So the 2400 here is a real line in the sand. So that's really going to play out the same for the DAX as well. And when I'm talking about the DAX, I want to bring in the mid cap here because I just noticed it had much nicer wave structures moving up here. A bit better anyway than the DAX. The DAX was pretty horrible all the way through there. So when you look at how clean this is here, and then have a look at the DAX here, how rough it was through here and through here and through here, I thought it was a good time to bring in this market was doing the same thing but with a better count, so we could just compare things a little bit. So once again here too, this is much the same scenario here. There is a count here for this to be finished here, and instead of the 22,400, we can use the 24,000 here. So this move down through here can be counted as complete here. Let me just, I think I'd better double check on memory here. Right, okay. I mean, this is kind of interesting really, because with this market here, we counted this down for the A wave here, then the A, the B, and the C wave up here for the B, and then looking for 5 waves down. And we basically got those, wave 1, an A, and a B, and a C for wave 2. Nice sharp move down here for wave 3, and then back up for wave 4, and then down for wave 5 here. So there can be a bit more to come into this here. Look, it could get a bigger bearish picture here, but I just got to see. But as it stands at the moment, that's kind of completed. I mean, the correction could get bigger, but I want to see what happens next here before I call it, because I did have all this mapped out here, didn't we, in 5 waves. That's what we're looking for. So we've got that. So I just want to chill on this one a little bit. And this brings in the DAX here as well. So just on the daily chart here, if this is correct here, then we'll be looking down at the 11,500 area here, or at least the 12,000 here. The wave 4 of 1 lesser degree, so that could be a space there, and also to cover that gap there as well. If that's actually there on the futures market too, then it will be looking and gunning for that. And this count kind of fits nicely too, because I know that when we're looking at a major level here, like 13,000 or whatever, we should be expecting some sort of, arrival and reaction in 3 waves, and then a move up from that point. So this is in that reaction mode here now for this. So basically on the 4-hour chart here, and looking at the move coming down here, I've got it as wave 3 here. Or this wave 3 here. Not that it matters too much. Our first target to the downside is the 12,000 here, and it possibly can move down to 11,500. So in this instance here, we've got this first move down and then this move here. This might be better on the hourly chart, I think. It'll be a bit more clear. Just bear with me a second. So we definitely can call this a wave 3 down because the power of it, and also too is that what we can do to help confirm that is when you've got doing your trend lines here, when the base trend line here is breached so clearly here out of the trend channel, that's confirmation that we're looking at a 3rd wave in play here. So that being the case, we would be looking for, from wave B here, this high 5 waves, so 1 and 2 and 3, and then 4, and then 5. So that's likely to be, that's the wave 4 of 1 lesser degree by the looks of it. So we should be going back, retesting that, and then moving down here somewhere like that. I'll just double check that here. So if I'm looking at this, yeah, 38.2 comes right on the 12.5 there. So that's a place that we can look at. The only mistake that I could make here is that if this wave 3 here is not completed here. So what you might have to do, if this moves down here first, then then because we could have 1 and 2 and all of this being the third wave and a fourth wave and a fifth wave to here, but because the bounce normally comes off the 3 here, in that case it would be an A, B, C and still come back to here and then still move down here like that as well. I'll just see if I can get my head around this structure here. Let me just... Yeah, I'm just looking at the cash market. I think that I'm right here in that that this wave 3 here for the DAX is actually not finished. We need to be in here. Oh no, I'm looking. Let me just check in here. Do the hard work. I'll go to a 5-minute chart first just so I can see a few things. So in this case here, we can see we've got 5 waves to here and then back up to here. Then we can see in this third wave here, counting that, we can see that we've got 5 waves in this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in here. So we've got wave 1 and 2 in here. And I suppose we need to call all of this the third wave to here, third, fourth, and fifth to here. And then so that's all of that structure. Well, that leaves that one a bit small. But yeah, that could be wave 3 low there. It's just that the cash market hasn't got it. So we're looking for, that's the wave 4 of, well, actually, that's the wave 4 of 1 lesser degree there. But the 38.2% retracement level that would come in from here to that low here brings it up a tad higher. So let me just get this in here. Anywhere in that space there. So it may not come back to the 12.5 here, but to the 12.450 area here. Let me just clean this up a little bit. Yeah, so I mean, this here as an A and a B and a C wave here hasn't really, it's not, I don't think it's, the correction's not complete just yet. So I think a good way to trade this though is that, let's just say that the market bounces off and moves back up here somewhere. Then you can use the 12,400 here. If that becomes the retested resistance here, with the market moving up here to this high here and coming back down here, we'll bounce off here. And if it does that, then you can short the bounce here, but otherwise just wait for this to come under here and then you'll have that 100 points here to be had here by that retest coming in here. So wave force can be a little bit tricky here. So this is our target zone, but it could get wrong and it could come back up to this one here, but I think we've got it. I think I'm pretty much on to it here at this stage. So, but yeah, there we go. I'll leave it at that and hope you enjoy the weekend. Cheers.